Our next guests are Dr. Lori Williams and Jeffrey Eisinger, and they've written a book. Let's meet them right now. There you go. You guys are on television. How about that? I was trying to figure out how to say your name, and it's in giant. I could read this, giant letters. And this is written for somebody who is dating, recently single, or does it matter?
Could have always been single, but we're going to help them change that.
If they've always been single, they need this book.
They need help.
And I read it, by the way. I mean, just skimmed it. Just 5 minutes. It didn't take me 20 hours or anything. Mm-hmm. And it's a really practical, to-the-point guide about how to date online or find a mate online or somebody you might want to go out with online. And back in the 70s and 80s, there was a little stigma to that kind of thing. But is there still a stigma? Online dating?
I think the stigma's totally vanished, just like as we reference in the book, tattoos a couple of years ago, people would look kind of askance at you if you had a tattoo. These days, nobody really cares. Same thing with internet
My mom
dating.
and dad do.
They have tattoos, or
no, they don't. They don't. That would be the end of it. So where should somebody start? Let's say they're newly single. We have a friend at Central Valley Talk. He's newly single, and he's out to meet someone. Where should someone start?
Well, first they should read our book.
Start by reading the book.
And we do recommend that you be single, because occasionally you run into someone online that's not single.
Mm-hmm. There's special dating sites for those.
Yes.
Right? People who want to admit it and say, hey, I'm married.
And that's not really what our book is about.
Okay.
Our book is about finding someone if you are single and want to hook up with someone in a relationship. And there are many different sites, and depending on what you want to do, there's free sites you pay for, sites for hooking up, and so there's many different sites, and you want to get a good sense of what kind of profile to set up and pictures that will help you put your best foot forward. And
you had some great recommendations in the book about pictures, like don't wear sunglasses, or if you have 3 or 4 pictures, it might be okay to have one.
Correct.
Another was maybe use a current picture. The poor fellow who met up with a 74-year-old woman.
Right.
That'd be a shocker.
Yeah.
For me, if I showed up on a date and.
Yeah, if if you're at 50, you don't want to put your high school senior portrait, or even your picture that you took, 20 years ago.
I'd be putting my picture from the 70s in there for my high school portrait, and I look like a 70s guy. So you should use a current picture.
Correct.
Now, what about showing off your muscles or physique? Should you be flexing in the picture?
Well, we really don't recommend flexing. I, as a woman, would not be attracted to that. We recommend that, that you do have a full body picture, you have an up close picture, maybe a picture doing something fun, but you keep them clean. Mm-hmm. And we, if you're always in sunglasses or you're flexing, that's not really what we're going for to help you put your best foot forward.
Now, our friend who's on these dating sites now, people show up with a quite different physique than he finds attractive.
Right.
I don't want to say fat, but just different, bigger.
Well, people are looking for all different types.
Right.
And it's important to be honest about what type you're offering, because resentment is the only thing that's going to follow from not being honest.
Right. And a lot of the pictures of these people who are different physique, they're hiding it.
Right.
Definitely hiding it. It's kind of, it just takes a lot of time and energy. Right. I mean, you're not going on a dating site because you have a million hours. You work and you're busy and you only meet so many people in your life, and maybe you don't want to date somebody you work with or somebody you meet at the bar or something, but you want to find a person. And in the Central Valley, there's 7 million people. So your match is out there somewhere.
Right.
So instead of just limiting it to your little world, you want to be able to expand and reach out, but you don't want to waste your time.
Right. And that's 7 million people, like you say, and you want to effectively filter those people to find the ones that you're interested in. And if people aren't being honest, then filtering becomes impossible. So.
Now, I read the book really fast. So are there specific sites you recommend and specific you recommend staying away from, or are you going into that?
Well, I think part of it is, as Lori mentioned, a question of economics, how much people want to spend. There are sites that are free that you can really get some value out of. And then there's other sites that you pay a little bit for. and they all are a little bit different. They tweak the things in a little bit different way. But I would say maybe start with the free ones if you want, and then after that, depending if you're making progress, you can branch out into other ones.
So is your book more about how to approach the sites and how to present yourself rather than which site to choose?
Yes.
Yeah, we're not trying to play favorites. Nobody's endorsing us or sponsoring us or anything like that. So we just are more interested in the methodology and helping people to be effective.
And like you said, use your current picture. Don't wear the sunglasses. Don't hide who you are, but maybe expose as much as you can.
Right.
I mean, if you date somebody, they're going to figure you out sooner or later. So you might as well tell them right up front. So
Right.
2 left feet.
Exactly.
And one of the things that because we read thousands of profiles, just for the research for the book, and one of the things that we discovered and in the process of having done some online dating is that people often write in their profile about what they're aspiring to be or how they want to see themselves rather than the actuality of what they're doing. And so we just recommend, allow yourself to be a little bit vulnerable and honest in what you're presenting. If you want to hike but haven't hiked, you don't say you're an avid hiker or those kinds of things.
Now, Dr. Lori Williams, you're a psychologist.
I am.
And is it human nature to try kind of blow yourself up, or do people actually see themselves as something they're not?
Well, I think several different things happen with that. There are certainly people that we would hope to see in therapy that have a vision of themselves that's not accurate to what other people see. There are other people who lack in that self-confidence and may present them in a way that doesn't fully reflect, who they are as a human and a person. So I think it can really be both.
See, I see myself as a very tall and handsome person, but others see me as a short, squat, kind of tubby person. So I guess you see people different ways. So
Exactly.
Now, you talked a little bit about the composition of the picture and thinking. So you're going to put a picture up. That's a given, right?
Right.
Pretty much. Maybe several. And you talked a little about composition, like don't take the picture in your bathroom or something like that. And it kind of tells who you are, especially if your bathroom's not clean or something.
Well, and one of the cutest picture of me in the book is me in a bathroom at a restaurant, and we're like, okay, this is just
and there's a toilet in the background,
and this is just unacceptable. But we've seen these kinds of pictures online. We've seen pictures of someone who there was actually a kid behind her coming out of the restroom pulling up his pants. So this is definitely what not to do.
Well, it's like you take the picture, you don't want to waste film, you got to go get the film developed, but you just take a million pictures and choose one, right? And that's maybe the way to do it now. Right. Every once in a while you catch yourself in a good light. But all right, well, what else? I'm asking too many questions. Run us through what you want us to know.
Well, I think essentially, as we talked about a lot, as a woman, you really have to, and it happens with men too, but particularly with women, you have to be careful of scammers, because I think back years ago, maybe when there was more stigma, like you were talking about online dating, it was cleaner and more pure, and now it's, there's a lot of people with poor intentions and agendas, and there's certainly signs that help you recognize that. I think that's really important. And the other thing is, really, you cannot, we talk about you're selling yourself, but you're also a consumer of a product and trying to meet someone. So one of the things is that the most important thing is you cannot take it personal. Okay, they're going to be people that you like and you want to date, and you'll think, oh, they look amazing and we'd be such a good match, and they may not be interested. And you really just cannot take it personal or let it impact your sense of self-worth, because it's, like you said, there's all these people out there, and some people you're going to resonate with and some people you're not.
Now, scammers. Our friend who's close by here, who is going on these sites now, he asked a question that a robot can't answer. Like, what city are you in right now? And what do you think about something like that? How do you weed out the real ones from the non-real ones?
Personally, I haven't been approached by a robot as far as I'm aware yet, and I haven't dated a robot as far as I'm aware so far.
Would you know?
But I'm hoping I would know at this point. But the technology gets better every day. And then maybe at some point I'll be in the market for a robot. But right now, I think primarily it's women that are the victims of people trying to take financial advantage of them a lot. The Nigerian scammer things that Lori's had experience with even. And then for men, I think it's not so much that, but women, or what appears to be women, trying to entice you into some kind of internet porn site where you're going to pay and they're going to try to take advantage of you that way. So it tends to be, I think, those two things that
So you should
predominate.
watch quickly. If they're quickly offering you, hey, go to another site, click here and punch in my code number or something, that could be a red
Right.
flag.
It's time to move on.
Well, and if they're asking for your personal email or your phone number, if they say things like, I'm not on this site very much, can I contact you elsewhere? Sometimes, particularly like you were talking about the Nigerian scammers, or if you notice the sentence structure of it's
I
not
spot the Nigerian things, right?
Right,
Not just
so-
in dating sites, but a lot of stuff.
So the grammar and the sentence structure is not what you would typically see. But anytime anyone's trying to rush you off the site into some other
The
place,
sites seem to be a pretty safe place just to be able to have a conversation and spend some time. There's no hurry.
correct.
I would imagine. But there are a lot of vulnerable people on these sites.
Right. And one of the things we suggest in the book is if you have any doubt, go talk to a friend, okay? Somebody who's not caught up in the conversation that you're having. Get a third party involved and say, hey, does this seem right to you? Does this seem legit? And that's another way you can protect yourself.
And do you have advice in the book on where you start? Like, where do you go take a first date? Or is it more just how to approach online dating?
The actual dating is something that we're thinking about for our sequel.
Book two.
Book two.
Where do you go on the
Right.
first date? Yeah.
But right now, this is just how to do the online part.
Okay. And I recommend the book. I read it quickly. I'll read it again if they're going to leave a copy for me. I don't have the money to buy one. Anyway, I don't know. How does people even get the book?
You can find the book on createspace.com and also on amazon.com.
And it looks expensive.
It's very,
30,
it's
40
a very
bucks?
expensive.
There's a payment plan available.
$5.99.
Really, $5.99.
Yes. Right.
So hey, if you know somebody who's recently singled, I mean, a little down, cheer them up a little, get them this book.
Absolutely.
It's not a bad like how to pick up girls or how to influence people. It's actually how to be very, very honest. I would say.
Correct.
How to present yourself properly. Don't over-present. Don't under-present. Get the right photos. You create the right message. There's a lot of just straightforward things that you just might not think of.
Right.
And this book is just a guide. It doesn't say we're experts. It's a guide.
Right. Also, we do have a Facebook page. You could search by the name of the book, Your Best Foot Forward.
Best Foot Forward.
And we try to keep people up to date on what we're up to with the book. And
If you're going to put one thing into Google or Facebook, I guess Best Foot Forward or Your Best Foot Forward would be good.
Your Best Foot Forward.
Your
would be
Best
the
Foot
thing.
Forward. Type that. By the way, I know how to reach these guys. So if you're having trouble finding the book or you don't remember how to get it or if you can't read, I'll read it to you.
There you go.
And we'll tell you how to reach them. Anything else you want to add? This is fascinating, by the way.
Well, one of the last things, the last chapter towards the end of the book is the issue of etiquette. And we just think that that is so important. because-
Online etiquette?
Online etiquette. Because people have, a certain vision about, they've had bad experiences. We've had bad experiences. And we want to help make the online dating world a better place. And so there's guidance in there for how to be civil to people. For instance, just this morning, I got a message from a woman, and all she said was, like, yay, Trump, because she read from my profile that obviously I'd go, like, in the other direction. And what's the point of sending a message like that? There's no point.
not?
You're
Just
just
skip it.
you're
Go to
just
the next person,
alienating.
right?
Yeah, just move on. That's not what the online dating world is about, is spreading your political philosophy. There's other places for that.
Although, if you want a person who's more conservative, I guess it wouldn't hurt to say, this are my beliefs. And
Right, in your profile, you should describe those
Did
kind
you
of
say
things
you-
if it's important to you.
Not to get political, but you go the opposite of Trump.
Right.
So you don't want to end up with a Trump, big Trump person.
It's not going to be a good match.
You're going to have a little disagreements
Right,
on the
but for
first date.
somebody to send out a message to me specifically to, kind of make fun of me or, no, that's not right.
Yeah, we typically say if you don't like someone's profile, then don't waste your time responding to
There's
it.
thousands and thousands of
Exactly.
them out there. All right, well, it is Jeff Eisinger. I'm sorry, I just assume when a man and woman come in that you guys are together, but you're actually dating?
Not each other.
On dating sites?
Yes, we're on dating sites. Yes.
Okay. So you're actually living it.
We're continuing to get experience.
I'm awkwardly trying to say something, so. Or you're
I'm
studying.
not sure what.
Well, are you guys together, or you're just professional colleagues?
We're colleagues and friends.
And friends.
They're the
And
best of
tennis,
friends.
yes.
All right.
Tennis partners.
Tennis partners, there you go.
May I just add one
Yes,
quick
please,
thing?
get me out of this hole I'm digging.
Everybody thinks that. So, if you get the book and you, or even if you don't get the book and you feel like you might need a little additional help with the profile, feel free to contact us. You can contact us on Facebook, and we're would be happy to help with
something
that.
up.
Yes.
Now, if somebody asks a question on Facebook, can other people see the answers so we can kind of learn from each other without being embarrassed?
Sure.
And stuff? So-
I believe so. There's a sequence.
Sequence, okay, very good. All right, Jeff Eisinger and Dr. Lori Williams, Guide to Online Dating. Put your best foot forward, learning the dance of online dating. It's fabulous, I promise you. Order it, buy it, get extras and give them away to friends. We'll be back with more Mike and Athena right after this.